Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 1, Exam Space. Damn, why did you let me come at this time? In a civilian house in Yurin village, Jia Yi's face was full of displeasure. Now is the 59th year of Konoha, and the Zyokiangs are about to graduate. Once they graduate, Orochimaru's plan to destroy Konoha will begin. Immediately following, now the of Rainin village, Payne, will start the tail beast capture plan. By that time, Ninja village was the enemy of the entire ninja world. How can I, a guy who doesn't even have chakra, survive the Fourth Ninja World War? This is the Naruto world where one village and one family are destroyed. Ding! The test system is bound. Hearing the name of the system, Jia Yi was stunned. No, I've already traveled to the Naruto world, and haven't escaped the fate of the exam. It was not until Jia Yi read the entire examination system that he realized that he was thinking too much. This exam system does not let him take the exam himself, but pulls some people into the exam space and asks them to take the exam. In order to ensure the fairness of the test space will broadcast the whole process of the test live in the ninja world. There are 5 questions in each test. Answering 3 questions correctly is considered qualified. The higher the accuracy rate, the more generous the reward. Conversely, if they fail the exam, candidates face severe penalties and take a make-up exam. And for make-up exams, there is a make-up exam fee. As the owner of the system, Jia Yi can choose a part of the exam questions every time he takes an exam, and the system randomly selects the rest from the question bank. In the same way, he can also receive the examinee's reward or make-up fee on a pro rata basis. Knowing this, Jia Yi's eyes flashed with light. If he pulls Payne, Xiao Nan and the others into the exam space, and then assigns them some exam questions that can see the future direction, then the future of Hokage will definitely change. Without the Eye of the Moon plan, without the plans of Kuroju, Madara Uchiha and others, can the Naruto world directly enter the era of peace? Even, he can use Akatsuki's hands to get red. Make everyone like a dragon. Wouldn't it be beautiful to take the angel home by the way and warm the bed for myself? Just do it. Jia Yi directly opened the exam space, waiting for those who were selected to enter. At the same time, in the highest building in Rainin village, Nagato was sitting in a wheelchair, with Konan standing behind him, looking at the man who claimed to be Madara Uchiha with a calm expression. Behind the latter, stood a guy with a huge pitcher plant growing on his body. These two are Uchiha Obito Kazuetsu. At this moment, the two are putting pressure on Payne to implement Moon Eye's tail beast capture plan as soon as possible. For this reason, they pulled Kakuto, Scorpion, Uchiha Itachi and others into the organization a few years ago. Now, Akatsuki's organization has gathered 10 rebels except Obito. 10 shadow ninjas. The current Akatsuki already possesses extremely terrifying power. So, Obito didn't want to wait any longer. He couldn't wait to realize the world with Lin. I got news that Orochimaru is about to attack Konoha. At that time, we can take advantage of the chaos to invade Konoha and take away the nine-tailed man Julie. Ju's voice was a little gloomy, and the green leaves above his head shook as he spoke. Payne looked at the two of them calmly, and the circles of Samsara eyes looked extremely strange. But whether it is Obito or Ju, it is not a simple role. The pressure Payne put on them, they just couldn't feel it. Just as Payne was about to speak, a bright light suddenly lit up among the crowd. The rays of light quickly converged under the gaze of everyone, forming an incomparably huge portal. The moment the portal appeared, Xiao Nan subconsciously took a step forward and blocked in front of Payne. Behind him, a pair of paper wings opened instantly, and the detonating talismans stood up one by one, ready to shoot and detonate at any time. At the entrance of Yurin village, Tiandao Payne, who was preparing to go on a mission with Itachi, suddenly stopped, turned his head and ran towards the top of Yurin village. Uchiha Itachi looked at Tiandao Payne's back, a strange color flashed in his eyes. After half a year of contact, Itachi Uchiha knew that his leader had the most mysterious eye of reincarnation. He claims to be a god, as if nothing in the world can make his indifferent eyes fluctuate. But just now, apparently something happened more than he expected. He actually left without saying a word. Even. Uchiha Itachi raised his head. I don't know when. The rain in Yuanin village had stopped. Uchiha Itachi pondered for a while, and under the red cloud black robe, his two hands respectively pinched marks, and he used two different ninjutsu techniques at the same time. Clone technique. Transformation. On the surface, Uchiha Itachi could not see any movement. But in fact, his real body has already chased Tiandao Payne away. Only the clone left in place, left slowly. At the same time, in Yurin village, the five figures hidden in various places opened their eyes at the same time and woke up from their deep sleep. They have the same reincarnation eye, and they have black short sticks that are used to pass chakra. It is the other Payne except Tiandao. The five figures burst out at the same time, chakra raging around the body, and ran towards the top of Yurin village. Someone invaded. In Yurin village, other members of the Shao organization felt the chakra of the riot, and immediately ran towards the place where the chakras gathered. One after another silhouettes came quickly, standing in front of Nagato and Shaonan as if they were facing a great enemy. Tiandao aimed his hands at the Gate of Light, ready to launch the Shenluo Tianjing at any time, and repel them in the future. Shura Dao looked disgusted, the wrists of both hands were bent, and a series of missiles appeared, ready to bomb at any time. Human Dao's hands are claw-shaped, waiting for the offender. As long as the opponent appears, he will instantly kill the opponent and extract the soul and memory of the opponent. At the moment, the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the realm are surrounding Payne and Shaonan, paying close attention to everything. At this moment, Payne couldn't care about hiding his true body and ability, and he stared at the door of light. It was hard for him to imagine that in the entire ninja world, someone could silently perform magic on them. And it was successful. How can that be? Could it be that the one who performed the magic was a six-path immortal? You must know that, in addition to myself with Samsara Eye, there is also Madara Uchiha, who has a kaleidoscope writing will eye. That is Madara Uchiha, the former ninja Shura. On the other side, Uchiha Obito, who pretended to be Uchiha Madara, was caught in the eyes of other members of the Akatsuki organization who came over before he had time to escape. New member. Blood eyes again. As soon as Deidara came in, he saw Uchiha's one-eyed outside the earth mask at a glance, and was immediately a little unhappy. He joined Akatsuki when he was caught by Uchiha Itachi with a shackle. Yu reading www.yuyukeungshu.com. His hatred for these eyes was as strong as Orochimaru's desire for them. Spot. Different from Deidara, Uchiha Itachi was brought into Dawn by Obito, so Uchiha Itachi always thought that Obito was Madara. After all, the other party once helped him destroy a clan, and in his cognition, only Madara is someone with such strength. At this moment, seeing Madara here makes him a little surprised. Didn't he say he didn't join Akatsuki? Could it be that the leader had a conflict? But compared to this, the disabled person who was blocked by the leader was the object of his greatest concern. Being able to be guarded by the leader. The importance is self-evident. Uchiha Itachi's heart moved, and he quietly landed on the beam, looking down. There is no caster within 100 miles. Ju, who disappeared at some point, emerged from the ground, his voice full of solemnity. He has lived for thousands of years, and has lived through the history and rise and fall of the entire ninja world. He has never seen such a strange technique. He mobilized tens of thousands of Baiju to check all the chakra fluctuations within a radius of hundreds of miles, but still couldn't find the caster. This means that either the caster is hundreds of miles away, or it is an existence that surpasses one's common sense. I don't know why, the moment I saw the door of light, I had the illusion that my thousands of years of preparation were about to fail. Humph, with so many people, are they still afraid of this thing? Jiaodu snorted coldly, and a tentacled creature with a ghost mask emerged from behind and walked towards the door of light. Swish! A dazzling white light flashed, and the next moment, everyone found that they had come to a pure white space. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from Questioning Payne Chapter 2, Space Live. Shao organizes a group of people who are carefully exploring this unknown space. This is a pure white space, and the space is filled with a thick white mist, making them unable to distinguish the east, west, north and west. At the same time, all over the world, huge screens suddenly appeared. In the entire ninja world, almost everyone has a screen above their heads. Like ninja villages and countries, where people gather, the screens that appear are even bigger. After these screens appeared, they first flickered a few times, and then a sound screen began to appear, which was exactly the scene in the exam space. The people in the exam space didn't know that their every move had been seen clearly by the entire ninja world, and even their voices were extremely clear. In Konoha Shinobi Village, the 3 generations of Hokage Sarutobi Hizen stared at the suddenly appearing picture, his eyes dignified. For the screens that suddenly appeared in Konoha, he had already sent Umbu to investigate. He believed that with Umbu's ability, he would soon get the desired result. Under his gaze, a group of figures in red clouds and black robes appeared on the screen. These people are male and female, without exception, they all carry a very strong momentum. S-class betrayal in the ninja world. Sarutobi Hizen shook his head. For others, a dozen strong men of this level are very powerful, but for Konoha. But error. However, when did the ninja world have such an extra power? Is it the secret hand of other ninja villages? Just as Hiruzen Sarutobi was suspicious, a figure on the screen suddenly formed a seal with his hands and slapped his palm on the ground. What a fast printing speed. The art of psychic. Failed. As a ninjutsu doctor, Hizen Sarutobi's eyesight is so sophisticated. The moment the other party formed the seal, he could see that the other party was going to use the psychic technique. However, what he didn't expect was that the other party actually failed. Didn't even summon the ninjutsu spell. This kind of low-end mistake can be avoided even if Naruto goes up. Could it be, is that the reason for the space? Sarutobi Hizana was stunned, and squinted his eyes to look carefully at the ninja. This ninja is very weird. He is shrouded in black robes, with black sticks all over his ears and face. Even on the eyes, and many more. Sarutobi Hizen was startled, stood up suddenly, and stared into the eyes of the ninja in horror. Reincarnation Eye. This is the legendary eye that belongs to the 6 Paths Immortal. Sarutobi Hizen looked solemn and looked at the group of people behind him. He can ignore more than a dozen shadow-level ninjas, but with a pair of samsara eyes, he can't help but. This is impossible. How can there be so many double reincarnation eyes? Sarutobi Hizen's horrified voice resounded through Hokage's office. It's just that these dozen people are all shadow-level powerhouses, and there are even 7 pairs of samsara eyes. He was trembling all over, staring at the picture in front of him, eager to get into the picture to find out. As if hearing Sarutobi Hizen's desire, the picture suddenly zoomed in, as if it were a close-up, passing in front of the faces. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. After confirming it again, Sarutobi Hizen sat down on the chair feebly. He didn't understand, where did such terrifying power appear in the ninja world? He rubbed his eyes, looked at the screen again tiredly, and met a pair of scarlet eyes. Kaleidoscope writing wheel eyes. Itachi. Rijan was startled again. He didn't notice, at this moment, his voice had a trembling. He didn't expect that Itachi told himself to join, it turned out to be such a terrible organization. The screen turned again, it was a guy wearing a mask. He has only one eye. Sarutobi Hizen was just about to take a breath, when suddenly, a dazzling red light erupted from the one eye, making the 3rd generation almost out of breath. Again, a kaleidoscope again. Uchiha Itachi. On the training ground of Konoha Ninja School, a black-haired boy was training with a fox-bearded boy with a cold face, when he suddenly saw Uchiha Itachi's figure on the screen. I must kill you. In Shanin Village, Luo Sha, the 4th generation of Wind Shadows, stood at the entrance of the village, looking at the screen in the sky angrily. Behind him, a group of sand ninjas who had just been reprimanded by him were bowing their heads one by one. You bastards, who can tell me who they are? Trash, trash. Ninjutsu has been thrown at your door, and you haven't responded at all. And tell me there's no one. Bah, a bunch of trash. Find it for me, dig 3 feet in the ground, and find the other party for me too. The more and more Luo Sha scolded, the more joyful, the group of Shanin standing behind him looked at the furious Luo Sha with eyes and hearts. Suddenly, among the ninjas behind Luo Sha, someone recognized the scorpion in the picture. Scorpion? Why is he there? Chiyo-sama's grandson. That's right, it's him, that's his Feilyohu. I fought against him when I defected. Didn't he defect? Could this be the organization he defected from? Looks great. Hearing the voices of discussion behind him, Luo Sha narrowed his eyes. Invite the two elders to me, and ask them to give me an explanation. The country of iron, a certain casino. The blonde woman boldly pressed her chips up. Open. 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 Huh. If the woman felt something, Yu reading www.yuukangshu.com looked at the picture that appeared above her head at an unknown time. Why is that guy up there? Forget it, don't care, don't care. Kai. Hey, I lost again. Mute, bring the money, next time, I will definitely win. Such scenes not only happened in these places, but also played out in other places. Ninjutsu is useless here. Seeing that the animal path was futile, Obito suddenly made a sound. Not only ordinary ninjutsu, but also time-space ninjutsu cannot be used. Itachi? Why are you here? In the crowd, Deidara suddenly made a sound, and everyone followed the voice and saw that Deidara was pointing at Uchiha Itachi with a few clay bombs. There is a tendency to explode if there is a disagreement. Suzaku, is this an illusion? When Shao Nan saw Uchiha Itachi appear here inexplicably, his pupils shrank slightly, and then said nonchalantly. Uchiha Itachi has a pair of kaleidoscope writing will eyes and can see through most illusions, and he is also a master at using illusions. No. Itachi has a calm expression. As a professional spy, it has long been his passive skill that the S-rank forbidden technique explodes in front of him without changing his face. It's just that under his calm exterior, huge waves have already started in his heart. Suddenly, there was a sound of footsteps. Uchiha Itachi looked at him, and together with Akatsuki's people, they looked at him. Two figures are coming from the thick fog. Seeing Shao organize the crowd, both of them were obviously stunned for a moment. A dozen figures of black robes and red clouds stood together, causing a great visual impact to them. Comprehensive manga. The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 3, Ninja World Ranking List. Shao. Orochimaru's hoarse voice sounded, with 7 points of surprise and 3 points of fear. Orochimaru. Everyone in Zhao's organization saw that the person who came was Orochimaru, each with an inexplicable smile, and turned to look at the leader Payne. Orochimaru attacked Uchiha Itachi half a year ago. After Itachi chopped off his hands, he defected from the Akatsuki organization. Unexpectedly, we met here. It's really ingenious. Scorpion glanced at Orochimaru coldly, took out a scroll from his body, and looked at Orochimaru quietly. It seems that in order to catch me, you guys really worked hard to catch me. Orochimaru sneered, took out the Kusanagi sword from his stomach, and assumed a fighting stance. He knew that he was in a lot of trouble today. After all, he couldn't beat the leader and Itachi in his heyday. Not to mention now, there are other members of Akatsuki's organization. Orochimaru knows how perverted the guy who can join this organization is. Find a way to get out of here first. As for Orochimaru, we'll talk about it when we go out. After Payne finished speaking, he turned his eyes to another place, where another figure became clear. Unruly white thorn hair, with a huge scroll on his back, and a forehead with oil on his head. Her face was greasy and she was sloppy. In the entire ninja world, there is only one person dressed like this. Jiraiya. Payne didn't expect that this space actually pulled him here. It seems that this is not just for the Shao organization. Teacher. Shao Nan, who was behind Payne, saw Jiraiya's body suddenly tensed, and then, with a long sigh, her tensed body slowly relaxed. Jiraiya was taken aback by the battle in front of him. Glancing at Orochimaru, who was also on guard, his heart moved. This is not a trap that the Akatsuki organization knew that they were investigating them and ambushed him. Xiao Nan's voice was so weak that he couldn't hear it at all, but it was broadcast live by the space. Teacher. She just called Master Jiraiya teacher. My god, Lord Jiraiya's disciple is so beautiful and powerful. But I haven't heard that Lord Jiraiya accepts apprentices. Fuck, if you knew, the entire ninja world would know. If I think about it, today's event is most likely our 3 generations of Hokage-sama's brilliant plan. Think about it, although we are in a period of peace now, which other ninja village is not eyeing us? The 3 generations of adults take the initiative to reveal the strength of our Konoha, combine the virtual and the real, and make them jealous. Won't it kill the war in the bud? It turned out to be so. We are so lucky to have such a foresight Hokage-sama. Long live the 3 generations of adults. Long live the 3 generations of adults. Konohagen's headquarters. Hearing the voices coming and going outside, Danzang's face was extremely gloomy. He didn't expect that the old guy Sarutobi would let Orochimaru and Jirai take apprentices outside Konoha. No wonder Jirai never returned to the village. It turned out to be the disciple who taught the shadow class. In this way, Orochimaru's defection and Tsunade's departure were also intentional. Sarutobi, I didn't expect you to be so calculated on me. Danzo clenched his fists tightly, the next Hokage must be his. He would never allow it, these 2 people took his authority. Never allow it. In Iwanin village, the contemporary Tsuchikage Inoki looked gloomily at the picture. The talents of Iwa Ninja Village have withered, and there is no one in the younger generation who can inherit the shadow, so he can only continue to hold the position of shadow. He is the shadow of the older generation, the most familiar and best at conspiracy theories. At this moment, seeing this scene, he immediately concluded that this picture was Konoha's means of showing his fist. However, he had to admit the genius of that old guy Sarutobi, and chose to reveal Konoha's strength at this time. Looking at the woman whose name was called Zilai, who was also a master, Oyemu didn't let out his anger. Their Earth Ninja Village also has a young man with extraordinary talent. He masters a unique secret technique and is very powerful. He is the most promising person to become the next Tsuchikage. But. This kid just appeared on the screen. Deidara, you brat, don't let me catch you. Above the clouds, when Jia-E saw that everyone had arrived, he waved his hand. Immediately, large characters began to condense in the white space, introducing the space and rules here to everyone. Exam space. After the exam, you will be rewarded or punished according to your grades. Ninjutsu and fighting are not allowed in the examination space, and the offenders will be punished. After reading the introduction, everyone had thoughtful expressions on their faces. They are all traders and top-level powerhouses from the major ninja villages, and they have already grown into elites. Although he sneered at the punishment mentioned by Space in his heart, no one objected. Instead, one by one, they developed a strong interest in the lists above the Space. According to Space, these lists collect the information of the entire ninja world, and the exam questions of their exams will also be classified according to the lists. Permission restrictions: Tianjiao list can only view the top 10, and the rest of the list cannot be viewed. Please take the test and upgrade your permissions. Open the Tianjiao list. As the leader of Akatsuki's organization, Payne didn't need to ask others' opinions, he spoke directly to the Space. Hey, this arrogance list contains all kinds of arrogances in the ninja world. I want to see where my name will be in the top 10. Deidara's reckless voice sounded, and he looked at Uchiha Itachi provocatively. Itachi ignored it directly. Yu reading www.yuyukeangshu.com. Onaji, who was far away in Sunan village, nodded when he heard Deidara's words. This is not because Deidara is boasting, his talent is indeed the strongest among the younger generations of the Earth Ninja Village. Otherwise, Oyeji would not be so sorry for his defection. Onaji once estimated that in the entire ninja world, the number of ninjas with talent surpassing that of Deidara will not exceed the number of first-hand. Oh, just you, I want to compare with him. On the Konoha training ground, Sasuke Uchiha smiled coldly. He doesn't know who this guy is even more arrogant than himself, but if he wants to compare with that guy, he doesn't deserve it. After all, even if he doesn't want to admit it, that's his brother. His brother, only he can challenge himself. Under the nervous gaze of countless people, among the many giant lists hanging above the space, the Tianjiao list slowly opened. A golden light appeared on the list, using the giant list as the paper and the light as the pen to write down the names. The style of the pen is arrogant, the situation is deep in the mountains, and the sky is against the sky. Just the handwriting makes everyone feel awe and awe. Looking at it as a whole, it has an indescribable momentum and artistic conception. The strongest ninja world, Otsutsuki Kyura style. The first mother of the ninja world, Kagaya Otsutsuki. The first illusion in the ninja world, stop the water in an instant. The first body in the ninja world, the proud blue beast, Mate Kai. Ninja world's #1 speed, Golden Flash, Namikaze Minato. The first color in the ninja world, Immortal Toad, Jiraiya. The #1 hero in the ninja world, Thousand Hands Tsunade. The #1 strongest ninja world, Orochimaru. The first dutiful son in the ninja world, Heiju. The first accident in the ninja world, Naruto Uzumaki. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 4, Exam Time. No, gone. Jiaodu looked at these names, feeling a little unhappy in his heart. He is still waiting to see the first longevity in the ninja world. Why is it gone? He was looking forward to it. He wondered if there was the #1 longevity in the ninja world in the list below. Only after the exam can I get the permission to continue watching. Impossible. Deidara, the #1 artist in the ninja world, isn't on the list. Is this list fake? Humph, don't be stinky. Even if there is the title of the #1 artist in the ninja world, it's mine. The scorpion puppet looked at the ranking above, and after abandoning his emotions, he suddenly had a desire to make a name for himself. Mother. Seeing Kagaya Otsutsuki's name, Heiju's eyes were full of horror. It never expected that there would be such a name on this list. I have already erased her from the history of the ninja world. Even the family that is close to the mother's blood has been wiped out by myself over the years. Could it be that behind this list is the guy on the moon? Heiju looked up, but couldn't see anything. The moment they saw this list, some people in the ninja world firmly believed that this was Konoha's way of showing his fist. Others don't know. Can the shadows of the 5 villages still know? These 10 names on the list. There are 7 Konoha. The remaining 3 don't know if they belong to Konoha. Hee. A boring trick. Yunren village, Raikage AI of the 4th generation snorted coldly when he saw this list. One after another thunderstorm raged on his arm, directly shattering the table in front of him. Konoha, you have passed. Is the #1 body in the ninja world a great name that you, a little Shangnin, can bear? Come on, let me know. In 3 days, I will personally visit that arrogant blue beast in Konoha. Master Tsunade, it has your name on it. In the casino, Mute, who was holding Dolphin, pointed at the screen in surprise. Tsunade looked up and his expression changed instantly. Old man, you have passed. Shaking his head in disappointment, Tsunade sighed. Even if she doesn't like it anymore, it's the place where the eldest grandfather and the second grandfather established. Mute, go. Sir Tsunade, where are we going? Konoha. Ong. My name. That's my name. Ha ha ha. Naruto Uzumaki yelled at his name, causing everyone to look at him impatiently. I really became a great ninja, ha 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 ha. How could it be you? You tail of the crane. That's right, it's just a guy with the same name and surname. At the same time, at the entrance of Konoha village, dozens of people have gathered at this moment, seeing the list and discussing fiercely. Ha ha ha, did you see it, this is the background of my Konoha as the #1 ninja village. Yeah, looking at the names on the list, people living in Konoha were full of feelings. Konoha is so safe. The strong sense of pride and satisfaction in my heart almost burst out. On the list, Konoha Sannin has everything. There are 10 places on the Tianjiao list, and Konoha has 7 people to dominate the list. This makes this group of people living in Konoha feel extremely lucky. A guy with a little literary talent even shouted this slogan. One stone in the ninja world, I, Konoha, have 7 fights alone. Umbu, who came back for his life, didn't notice anything unusual. Hearing the cheers from below, Hizen Sarutobi's face became more and more ugly. He felt that someone was deliberately targeting Konoha. Even, wanting to provoke the war between Konoha and other shinobi villages, the Fourth Shinobi World War broke out. Thinking of those bizarre reincarnation eyes, Hizen Sarutobi fell silent. Teacher, the arrogant blue beast, made Kai. Is that you? On the Konoha city wall, Shaoli pointed at the sky in shock, his eyes full of admiration. Teacher, it says above, you are the #1 martial artist in the ninja world. What? First. Matt K jumped up suddenly, put his hand on his forehead and looked at it for a while, revealing his signature smile. Yoshi. Shaoli, in order to celebrate the #1 in the ninja world, today's running has an extra 500 laps. Hey. Seeing Shaoli running out excitedly, the smile on the corner of Matakai's mouth gradually disappeared, and he laughed at himself. #1 in the ninja world. He didn't know who was so boring and made up this thing. After all, he can only last for 10 minutes now that all the 8 doors are open. Moreover, in his heart, there was always a green figure. It is the strongest physical technique. In the exam space, Payne swept the list up and down twice, but still didn't see his name. Sure enough, the list of mortals cannot record the names of gods. Suddenly, everyone in the space changed their expressions. The Tianjiao list was put up, and then, the handwriting in the sky and the scene changed together. The exam time is up, the exam begins. Excuse me, what was the reason for Akatsuki's destruction before the Fourth Ninja World War? A. The goal of peace in the ninja world is unrealistic. B. The power is too weak to resist the allied forces of the ninja world. C. Members of Akatsuki took off their clothes during the battle. D. Deception by internal members from beginning to end. Looking at this question, everyone is stunned. None of them would have thought that the exam questions in the exam space would be so direct and explosive. Whether it is a question or an answer, the amount of information contained is too great. For a while, everyone didn't know how to answer. Will the organization be destroyed? Payne stared at the topic, blood began to fill his eyes, he didn't believe it. The Shao organization was founded by Yahiko, and it was the hard work of the 3 of them. With his in charge, how could it be destroyed? Just when Payne was about to explode, a soft, boneless hand lightly placed on his shoulder. Before Payne looked up, Shao Nan's voice rang in his ear. Don't be afraid, nothing has happened yet. Hearing this, Payne's eyes burst into a burst of light. He instantly understood what Shao Nan meant. My God, what kind of organization is this Shao organization? The Ninja World Alliance. What is that? Could it be that the 5 ninja villages will be united? Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. The ninjas of Sand Ninja Village killed my second uncle. How could I join forces with them? Is this a crazy question? Why would you fight the allied ninja world to maintain world peace? Could it be that the allied ninja world is a bad guy? Some people reacted from shock and disgust in disbelief. Some of them have already seen that this question is about the future. After all, there is no sign of the Fourth Ninja World War. Konoha, Shikahisa Nara, and Shikamaru and their son were looking down at the screen in front of them, half of the shogi on the table. Shikamaru, what do you think of this question? No matter how you look at it, it can't be the third one, right? Shikamaru shook his head, and the ball on his head shook. Everyone is a ninja. If you take off your clothes and die in battle, wouldn't it be too childish? Nara Shikahisa smiled, Shikamaru's thoughts coincided with him. Lord look you, 3 generations are welcome. 2 figures jumped down from above, came to Nara Shikaku, and bowed. I know, tell the 3 generations of adults, I will come right away. Nara Shikahisa patted his forehead, and he knew that he couldn't avoid this kind of thing. Mist Ninja Village. Seeing the background of Konoha, Terumi Mei was once again anxious about the weakness of Kiranin Village. Aside from himself and AO, there is no ninja that Kirigakure can handle right now. Even the think tank, now only AO can give advice to him. Chirumi Mei's beautiful eyes fell on the screen, her brows were slightly wrinkled, and she looked at a tall figure on the screen. Dried persimmon ghost shark. In fact, not only Konoha and Mist Ninja Village, but other major ninja villages or organizations have summoned their own think tanks to jointly study this question and the information revealed by the answer. It's just that the more they study, the more frightening they feel. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 5, Answers and Analysis. In the exam space, everyone in Akatsuki's organization also woke up from their astonishment and looked at their leader, Payne. They did not expect that the leader with the eyes of God would be so crazy. Take them against the entire ninja world. He really deserves to be the leader. Jiaodu nodded in satisfaction, as he recognized Payne's position as leader from his heart. As an old monster who survived the Warring States period, he always felt that his leader was too cowardly. He obviously has unimaginable power, but he doesn't love money. Unexpectedly, such a person would become a climate in the end. Jiaodu shook his head, he really lived a long time and could see everything. He has long since turned into a monster who merged with grudges. As long as his 4 hearts are not destroyed at the same time, he is an immortal existence. And it was his secret, he didn't tell anyone. Jiao tried to eliminate all the impossible answers, and in the end there was only one answer that he felt was the most irrelevant. If I'm going to die, I think, we can rule out a 4th answer. Behind the crowd, Uchiha Obito and Ju looked at each other without saying anything. Shao is destroyed. With them around, Akatsuki would definitely be destroyed. Isn't it the 2 of them that option D said? Plus 1 Uchiha Madara at most. Therefore, in the minds of the 2, the 4th is the correct answer. Hearing that Kudo was the first to rule out the 4th option, Obito and Ju looked at each other and at the same time understood the meaning in each other's eyes. The horns are all idiots. Stay away from him in the future. At the same time, Uchiha Itachi, who saw D option, was shocked. Found out? My undercover identity is about to be exposed. Immediately, he became cautiously alert. On the other hand, Orochimaru looked at the question and answer with a smile. He didn't want to participate in answering the questions, and he knew that even if he participated, Yi Zhao's character would not believe him. Anyway, he is no longer a member of Akatsuki's organization, no matter what happens to him. If the Akatsuki organization is really destroyed, doesn't that mean that he has a chance to get the eyes of the members of the Akatsuki organization? It's good to be destroyed. It would be good to die. Orochimaru is ready to find a chance to mark all these guys. When they die, he will pick up the corpses himself. And Orochimaru licked his lips, and his heart suddenly became hot. Hokage's number 1 Xiaoqiang. It seems that his longevity technique has succeeded. If you have to choose, you can exclude the second one. With our strength, it is not difficult to overthrow the entire ninja world. How can you be afraid of the small ninja world coalition? The speaker is Ju. After careful consideration, he plans to help everyone eliminate the second option. Anyway, the correct answer has been eliminated by the corners. Here, no one knows the ninja world better than him, and the power of the ninja world. His subordinates have 100,000 white fighters, the weakest at the Chunin level, and the strongest at the shadow level. With the current strength of the ninja world, let alone the allied forces of the ninja world, even if you add up the people on the moon, they are nothing more than chickens and dogs, and they can be destroyed by turning their palms. If it wasn't for the sake of getting together the conditions for unblocking Mother, I don't know how many times he has destroyed this ninja world. So, there are only options A and C left. No, they actually want to overthrow the ninja world. Ha. Ha ha ha, this Yiziwe made me laugh to death. The allied forces of the ninja world are still small, and they want to overthrow the entire ninja world. Did he eat too much fertilizer and burn it? Overthrow the entire ninja world. My Konoha ninja village is here, you push it. It's just a frog at the bottom of the well, and it can't climb the Hall of Elegance. 16 people, including Orochimaru, there are only 17. There are not many people, but the tone is not small. Lu Jiu, which do you think is the correct answer? Sandai looked at Lu Jiu, who frowned and thought, and interrupted his thinking. Everything that happened in the exam space was seen by them. Every word that Xiao organized everyone said was clearly heard in his ears. The other party inexplicably ruled out the two options of BD, which seemed like child's play to the third generation of Sarutobi Hizen. The reason why he asked Lu Jiu for the correct answer was because he knew the answer to this question. Besides him, there is another person on the scene who knows. Uchiha Itachi. What do the three generations of adults think? The fourth item. A long-lost smile appeared on Sarutobi Hizen's face. Uchiha Itachi is his exclusive spy. Combined with the fourth option, it is not difficult for Sarutobi Hizen to guess that it must be Itachi and Konoha who destroyed Akatsuki's group. It seems that he and Itachi cooperated inside and out to catch all these people. This group of Akatsuki members, but that's it. I think the third generation of adults said yes. On the other side, Payne looked at the remaining two answers. They are the unrealistic goal of peace in the ninja world and the members of Akatsuki who undressed in battle. The goal of peace in the ninja world. It will definitely come true. That is Yahiko's legacy, and he can definitely do it for him. I choose C, and the answer is C. What? He chose the third one. Is he stupid? That circle of eyes consumes his IQ. Seeing that Payne had chosen the third answer, there was boos from all over the ninja world. How could the collapse of an organization be so dramatic? Could it be that members of their small organization will die if they take off their clothes in battle? Stop it. How could the life of a dignified ninja be controlled by a mere piece of clothing? Undressing will kill you. Some ninjas shook their heads, for they thought that the Akatsuki organization were all powerful guys. If you want me to say, the correct answer is the fourth. The guy in the wheelchair is too young. I'm sure the guy who just said he ruled out the fourth option lied to him. Hey, I think it's the first answer, peace in the ninja world. Stop making trouble. You go and ask the fourth generation of Reikage AI, and the fourth generation of Kazakage, and then ask the careerist Anogi, do they promise peace? What you said, destroying the other shinobi villages, isn't that the nuclear level? Yu Kanshu www.yuyukanshu.com. Anyway, our Konoha village is the largest shinobi village, only we check their share, and they don't have our share. Stop arguing, the results are about to be announced. I'm really looking forward to what kind of punishment he will receive for answering the wrong answer. Correct answer. Do you want to see the analysis? Well. Looking at the judgment of the exam space, the ninja world instantly became quiet, and everyone became uneasy. There are various answers to their answers, but there is no third item. In order to show their wisdom, they couldn't wait to tell the answer to the people around them. Now, they are instantly slapped in the face. The answer is C. How is that possible? Really? Undressing will kill you. I think my IQ has been insulted. I want to check the analysis. For a while, people who answered incorrectly from all over the ninja world asked to see the analysis. But everyone in the space can't hear their demands, and the space will not be open to analysis because of their demands. After standing at a high place for a long time, you will know that the most impossible things are often the most probable. Payne said in a proud voice, then turned to the crowd. Payne Lu Dao lined up behind him, and 7 pairs of eyes stared at the people behind him together. With a sneer on his lips, he said, "You guys, do you want me to check the analysis?" Gollum. Hearing Payne's words, a drop of cold sweat dripped on Ju's face. The palms with soil became moist. Itachi blinked, and his pupils turned into the shape of windmills. Space, show me the analysis. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 6, Shocking Analysis. Since the previous leader of the Akatsuki organization died, the new leader of the Akatsuki organization, Nagato, awakened the ability of the Eye of Reincarnation, inherited the legacy of making the world peaceful, and became the Sixth Path Payne. After the Fourth Ninja World War, the ninjas in the ninja world put down their hatred and developed together, and the ninja world finally moved towards peace, so option A was wrong. Option B is a distraction item. The time asked in this question is before the Fourth Ninja World War, and the Resistance Ninja Coalition occurred in the Fourth Ninja World War, which does not match the time of the question. Ling, in the Fourth Ninja World War, Jujito and the two held back the Ninja World Allied Forces, which was not in line with the weak and weak. Option D is an item of confusion. Although the Shao organization has been deceived by all parties, the deception of the insiders is not the direct cause of the collapse of the Shao organization. In option C, Xiaoji's Zero Burial, Xiaoji's Jade Girl, Xiao's Asantai, Xiao's Abedu, Xiao's Hikinglong, Xiao's Abaihu, Xia Zixuanwu died, the red cloud robe was destroyed, when Xia Adasuzu died, the wearing a red cloud robe. So this option is the correct answer. Boom. 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 It was as if a string of bombs exploded in their minds, especially everyone in Akatsuki's organization. Looking at the code name symbolizing their own name and the sentence symbolizing death, they forgot their words for a while. They are all powerful ninjas who have long since adapted to fighting and dying. But now that they are still alive, they are pronounced dead. What a terrible thing this is, and what a terrible ability. Orochimaru's vertical pupil has shrunk to a line, and he carefully read the analysis several times. Sure enough, there is no space for him to know. Kong Chen was his nickname at dawn. He couldn't understand how such a powerful member of the Akatsuki organization died, or all of them. Shock. 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 Looking at the analysis uploaded on the screen, all the people waiting for the analysis in the ninja world were shocked. How powerful is this? Predict the future, predict death, and even reverse the future. No one believed that everyone in the Akatsuki organization knew their results and would make the same choices as before. Besides, this is only the first question. Everyone knows that the next 4 questions will reveal more information. For a while, everyone looked forward to the next topic even more. They eagerly wanted to know what happened in the ninja world in the future. Why did the ninja world achieve peace after the Fourth Ninja War? Also, why did the Fourth Ninja World War break out? With Akatsuki, who wants to maintain peace in the ninja world? Also, who is Akatsuki's organization? Who is Do? Why were the two of them able to hold back the entire ninja coalition? And all of this, what's going on? Everyone who was stunned by these questions no longer had the energy to explore the specific cause of death and internal deception of the members of the Shao organization. Now they can't wait for the members of the Screen Li Xiao organization to start the next questions. They desperately want to know more. Want to know more clues. They are going crazy. Suddenly now, I start to look forward to the reward or punishment of their exam. Konoha village entrance. Such a sentence suddenly rang out from the crowd, stunned by the analysis. Let everyone wake up and become curious at the same time. Yes, if these are all true, what is the reward mentioned in such a magical examination space? S-rank ninjutsu. A wealth that can't be spent in a lifetime. Then what? Someone. Go and invite Danzo and the 2 advisors. In the Hokage office, Hiru Sarutobi cut the frost on his face. The amount of information in this analysis is too large. Big enough to overturn the status of Konoha's #1 ninja village. There must be an incomparably powerful enemy in the future of the ninja world, and he forced the ninja world to unite. If combined with the analysis of option D, Sarutobi Hizen can be sure that this member of the deceived Akatsuki organization has something to do with that enemy. It must be related. He also finally understood that the Akatsuki organization is not in existence, that he and Itachi can be destroyed by cooperating with each other. 2 people can hold back the entire ninja world coalition, and only one Konoha. What can they fight with him? Pocket. Sarutobi Hizen shook his head. The name was the same as the name of the genin who had repeated grades several times in his village. It's a pity that a guy who can achieve that kind of achievement in the future can't be just a stubborn person now. Hey, it would be great if such a person was in his own village. Seeing the analysis of option A, Danzo, who was sitting at the root of Konoha, finally remembered. He finally remembered who this Shao organization was. He finally knew why the girl was called Master Jiraiya. It turns out that these guys in red clouds and black robes. It was the organization that was plotted by himself and Sanshoya Hanzo together. In other words, these guys are in Urin village now. A flash of murderous intent flashed in Danzo's eyes. He is the root of Konoha, responsible for all the darkness of Konoha. These restless guys. If it can't be used by me, then I shouldn't live in the world. Exam space, is there a more detailed explanation? Fadewan and Jiao both spoke at the same time. They both looked at each other and saw the shock in each other's eyes. In a sense, both of them are immortal, how could they die? Is it really because you took off a piece of clothing? This is too childish. Forget it, whether it's true or not, go back to the angel and get a few more clothes. Yu reading www.yuukangshu.com is the best if it's useful. Jiaodu has already decided, and when he goes back, he will put on one for each of his 4 avatars, just in case. When Payne heard the words of the two, his mind moved, and he quickly said, "Can you provide space?" At the end, he added, "Only the last 2 items are also acceptable." What? The last 2? Obito, Ju, and Itachi trembled slightly at the same time. Unexpectedly, Payne was still obsessed with the 4th option. As for what? As for what? Everyone is going to die, do you still care who lied to you? Insufficient authority to provide. If you get full marks in the test, you can watch the video related to the test questions as an additional reward. Related video. The 3 who were just about to put their hearts down raised their hearts again. The 3 of them narrowed their eyes and looked upwards, feeling the mighty power of this space again. Could it be that this space can not only spy on the future, but also make videos of future events? Never allow space to play videos. They must be prevented from answering all the questions correctly. Fortunately, 3 questions passed, and there are 2 more questions they can operate. Uchiha Itachi's chassis counted. If it weren't for the inability to use ninjutsu here, he would have liked to directly activate the illusion and shroud everyone in. Not getting the answer he wanted, a look of disappointment flashed in Payne's eyes. Fortunately, there are surprises. As long as you answer all the questions correctly, you can watch the relevant video. At that time, he will know who is the traitor in the Shao organization. At this point, Payne couldn't wait. Exam space, continue to answer the questions. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 7, Itachi, good guy, I'm straight up good guy. Question 2, excuse me, which of the following characters is not from Konoha's undercover agent? A. Angel Conan B. Uchiha Itachi C. Six Path Payne D. Uchiha Obito. Quiet. Needle-dropping audible stillness, dead quiet. Payne's 7 pairs of eyes stared at the answer to the second question, his hands clenched tightly, his fists clenched until they turned white. This is impossible. Impossible. He really couldn't understand why his and Shao Nan's names were on it. Is he undercover, doesn't he know? Doesn't he know if Shao Nan is undercover? Since Yahiko died, they have only hatred with Konoha. Shao Nan still has a trace of gratitude towards Jiraiya, but today is the first time she and Jiraiya have seen each other since they parted ways. But. This second question, no matter how you choose it, is stating the fact that 3 of the 4 people are undercover. What exactly is going on? For a while, Payne was confused. Good guy. Good guy. I'm a straight guy. Uchiha Itachi was shocked. He didn't expect Konoha to be so fierce. There are only a dozen people in the Shao organization, and there are only 10 if you count Orochimaru. He Konoha actually infiltrated 3. Even infiltrated the women around the leader. As expected of the 3 generations of Hokage. As expected, he is the conspirator of the older generation. But. Uchiha Itachi frowned, and out of the corner of his eye glanced at the guy wearing the mask on the left. Uchiha, Obito. Why is my name on it? Obito couldn't believe it. No one should know this name except Juhi, who has died of old age. He hadn't seen or heard this name for more than 10 years. Unexpectedly, today, his identity as Uchiha Obito was exposed by the exam space. Only. I didn't expect it, I didn't expect it. The 4 people on the list, except for me, are all Konoha's spies. Uchiha Obito sighed in his heart. He thought he was already an actor, but he didn't expect that the whole Akatsuki would be an actor. The members of Zhao's organization are actors. The leader of Zhao's organization turned out to be an actor. Who is this playing who? Obito shook his head. No wonder, all these people died in the end, and only Ju launched the 4th Ninja War. Come to think of it, it was the future self who discovered their identities and killed them all. Danzo, your people. Sarutobi Hizen took a breath and looked at Danzo with a kind expression. He never expected that Danzo would have the same foresight as him, and had already deployed spies in the most dangerous organization. Such a foresight, such a plan ahead, worthy of being his old buddy. Ugh. If it wasn't for the position of Hokage that I couldn't give you, I would definitely add you to the Hokage candidate. Ha, ha. There was a hint of suspicion in Danzo's eyes. He didn't understand why Sarutobi wanted to act with him. Xiaonan, Payne, and the boy who was killed by him are all Jiraiya's disciples. These are the 3 orphans that Jiraiya received in Yunnan village after participating in the battle that year. Who is this? I don't know. The only remaining I narrowed slightly, looking at the name above. He has already guessed the real leader behind the Akatsuki organization. It's that Uchiha Obito. And the real answer to this question can only be Uchiha Obito. As for Uchiha Itachi, Danzo knew that he had a relationship with Sarutobi Hizen. If not, how could Sasuke Uchiha be safe in Konoha? Danzo, you did a good job this time. I didn't expect you to actually control the leader of the Akatsuki organization. Sarutobi Hizen looked at Danzo with a smile. Can you tell me how you mastered them? Sure enough, it's Konoha. Onaji put his hands behind his back, and below him was the think tank of dozens of people in Iwanin village. His son Huangtu and granddaughter Haitu were below. No one in the think tank of their Iwashinobi village can match the wisdom of Konoha Nara Shikahisa, but there are so many of them. Father, if Konoha really secretly controls this power, then... Lusa's simple and honest face was a little apprehensive. If what the picture said was true, then Shao organized everyone to easily overthrow any ninja village. And if this power is controlled by Konoha, then Konoha. Everyone agreed to grow up in the jungle together, but you secretly colluded with Dalong. Onaji was about to speak when a ninja eagle came in from the skylight above the council hall. Pulling off a strip of cloth from Ninja's leg, Oyemu glanced at it and twitched the corner of his mouth. Lus, get ready, 3 days later, we'll go to Konoha. Lus was stunned for a moment, and was about to turn around to prepare when he heard Anogi say again. 2 days later, inform Konoha that I, Reikage, Kazakage, and Mizukage are going to Konoha to visit your Excellency Hokage. Konoha. When Sasuke Uchiha saw this question, he was immediately distressed and worried. No matter what you think, Itachi must be an undercover agent. His undercover identity is exposed. Will he be killed by those people? You don't want to die. Sasuke Uchiha stared at the screen. You must live until I come, kill you. This question. Ha ha ha, I don't care if it's a question or not. I want to laugh when I think that the members of Zhao's organization are all undercover. At the entrance of Konoha village, a group of people watched the live broadcast hilariously. They found that they had fallen in love with this thing. The life of a ninja is inherently boring. Apart from daily training and assignments, the only entertainment is to create children. Now, there is finally something happier than making a child, and that is watching live broadcasts. Tainima is so funny. They are all ninjas who are on vacation today, and they have a certain understanding of the intrigues of ninjas. Although, the ninja thing cannot be called undercover, but this Akatsuki organization was infiltrated like this. It was indeed the worst they had ever seen. Lifetime series. The Nagato. Xiaonan pushed Payne to wake him up from his stunned state. Nagato looked up and found that everyone in Akatsuki's organization was looking at him. There was teasing, sympathy, mockery, and no fluctuation in his eyes. Payne met all the gazes and successfully found the unwavering master. Uchiha Itachi. Suzaku, what do you think about this question? Hey. Yu reading www.yuyukeonshu.com. Akatsuki organized the rest of the group to have a good time, and their attention turned to Uchiha Itachi following Payne's words. Unexpectedly, the leader would take Itachi to the knife. It seems that when you go out later, you can see the battle between the Eye of Samsara and the kaleidoscope. Hey. In the minds of everyone, this question is a sub-question. Is it wrong to send a sub-question? The reason why the leader asked Uchiha Itachi for his opinion was nothing but a threat and humiliation. Between the lights and flint, Itachi knew that he was exposed. But he didn't panic at all. Even a little bit want to laugh wildly. Because he had already thought of the words. Boss, I am indeed a spy. As soon as Itachi finished speaking, he suddenly felt angry gazes. To Itachi's surprise, there was actually his own teammate, the dried persimmon ghost shark. Swish! A figure appeared in front of him, sharing some of the pressure for him. Itachi glanced at him, past Jiraiya directly, and met everyone's gaze. He wants to wash himself now, but he can't have anything to do with Konoha's Jirai. I joined Akatsuki at first at the order of Madara Uchiha. Since Madara Uchiha belongs to Konoha, I can be regarded as Konoha's spy. However, I haven't passed the news to Konoha, and my teammate Kazuki Shark can testify to this. It's this person. Uchiha Itachi turned the wind and pointed to Uchiha Obito, who was wearing a mask on the other side. Boss, this person is far more harmful to our organization than anyone else. Because, he is, the fourth option. Uchiha Obito. Comprehensive manga. The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 8, I'll admit it, I'm a little nervous. Am I right? Uchiha Obito. Uchiha Itachi bit his gums slightly, and he said why he felt extremely uncomfortable when he came into contact with this guy. Turns out, he was fake. This Uchiha Madara is someone else pretending to be. At this moment, Uchiha Itachi looks very calm on the surface, but his heart has sunk to the bottom. This Obito approached him under the name of a fake Madara, and even helped him eliminate the Uchiha clan. What was his purpose? And if he's a fake, then is there something behind the demise of the Uchiha clan that I don't know about? Uchiha Itachi no longer dared to think about it, but he knew that this space would not let him and Akatsuki go so easily. From the first question to the second question, he has already discovered it. The topic of space is changing from scope to personalization. In other words, as long as it is related to the Akatsuki organization, many secrets in the ninja world and individuals will be ruthlessly excavated by it and made public. Who can't run? This is also one of the reasons why he generously admits that he is an undercover agent. He is Uchiha Obito. Akatsuki's eyes on organizing everyone to eat melons shifted from Uchiha Itachi to Uchiha Obito. At this moment, they haven't come into contact with Uchiha Obito. In Uchiha Obito's words to Payne, it's not yet time for him to join Akatsuki. Therefore, now he has not incarnated and forced the ninja Fei to enter Shao. After all, the scorpion is not dead yet, and his jade girl ring is still firmly on his hand. Humph. Itachi. Don't you know who I am? Don't forget, who helped you eliminate the Uchiha clan. I'm Uchiha Madara. What? Boom. Looking at Danzo, who was still faltering, Hiruzen Sarutobi slapped the table in front of him with a slap. The goodwill he had just raised for Danzo instantly vanished. That night, apart from Itachi, you also let other people in. With both eyes staring to the limit, the third Hokage looked at the two Hokage advisors who were astonished. You guys know about this, too? The more Sarutobi Hizen thought about it, the more scared Danzo dared to put someone suspected of Uchiha Madara into the village. How dare he? Sarutobi, listen to Danzo explain to you. Sarutobi, regarding this matter. Humph. Sarutobi Hizen, you are getting more and more cowardly. Danzo snorted coldly. In his opinion, without using Konoha's power, he could destroy the restless Uchiha, why not do it? Okay. Very good. The 3 generations of Hokage angered and laughed. Don't forget, how did you advisors get on the table? I am the shadow of Konoha. For a moment, the atmosphere in Hokage's office was extremely depressing. Don't forget, who helped you eliminate the Uchiha clan. Don't forget, who helped you, do not forget, do not forget. In Sasuke Uchiha's mind, it seemed as if countless explosions had sounded one after another, and it was as if the thunder washed the ground, directly shocking him. He was confused and lost his eyes. His vision slowly blurred, and he fell backwards. Before he fell into a coma, he also heard the mockery from the tail of the crane. Ha 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 ha. You can't beat me, right? I'm very strong. Ha 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 ha. I'm defeated. I am the #1 accident in the ninja world. Everywhere in the ninja world, everyone was shocked when they heard Madara Uchiha's name. Unexpectedly, eating the melon of this Shao organization, you can actually hear this name. This name, no matter how long it takes, is full of pressure when you hear it. Any ninja in the ninja world may not know the Uchiha clan, Konoha, or even the method of chakra refining. But absolutely no one doesn't know Madara Uchiha. Because it represents not only a person, a legendary ninja, but also an era. That sentence, do you also want to dance? I don't know how much blood has been buried in the major ninja villages. Madara, could it be that he is still alive? Impossible, this is absolutely impossible, no one can live that long. However, he is the one who established the ninja village era with Konoha Chuyo. It is inevitable that he has a technique that we cannot understand. That's impossible. Shinsho Tobarama is dead, he can't be alive. That is, he and Hakuma both perished together. If he is still alive, doesn't it mean that Hakuma is also alive? Then what if, in the final battle, he obtained the intercolumnar cells? Onagi's voice instantly silenced the think tank of Teninja Village. They are all people who have access to all kinds of secrets. Of course, they know what the cells between the columns represent. Those are cells that can increase in value and multiply indefinitely. Indeed, there is a possibility of immortality. Looking at Pen, who was in deep thought, Uchiha Obito secretly said something bad. He knew that neither Payne nor Shao Nan had always been suspicious of his identity. Especially Shao Nan, he directly advised Payne many times to cut off contact with him. He also threatened himself, even if you are Madara Uchiha, if you deceive Akatsuki, I will make you pay the price. But Payne wanted to use the power of Madara on the one hand, and on the other hand, he felt that he was powerful enough to suppress Madara. But at this moment, if he knew that he was not Madara, Uchiha Obito could be sure that Payne would take action immediately. This kind of stubborn person hates others to deceive him the most. It's not that Uchiha Obito is afraid of fighting with the opponent. After all, he is the holder of the kaleidoscope shaker, and has a strange time and space ninjutsu, Kamui. Can he beat or run? Besides, beside him is Ju, a guy who he can't even see the depth of. Others don't know the details of Ju, how can he not know? Uchiha Madara's creation before his death can be seen as Madara's walk in the ninja world. Obito even suspected that this guy has the ability to leave this space at any time. He glanced at Ju and saw the 2 huge leaves above Ju's head moving slightly, and nodded as if imperceptibly. Looking at each other, Obito seems to see in Ju's eyes. Bring soil, don't panic. I have everything. Sure enough, it has the means. A smile appeared on Obito's face under the mask. Obito, what is this guy looking at me for? Ju was stunned for a moment, his body trembled unnaturally, the leaves above his head swayed, and he looked at Obito with puzzled eyes. Seeing Obito turn his head to look at Payne, his heart trembled. Damn, this guy's stance, isn't he going to keep his mouth shut? Now that the matter has come, is it useful for you to be stubborn? People have the answers and analysis, not to mention the ghosts know what the next few questions will ask. You can only endure hardship now. Big oranges are the most important. Besides, it's not that there are no other means, why do you have to be tough? Wouldn't you learn from Uchiha Itachi's calamity? Obito's evaluation in the heart is lowered again. Yu reading www.yuyukeonshu.com. It seems that Madara Uchiha was really blind after his eyes were given out. How did you find such an unlucky thing like you to complete the plan for him? If he admits it, others may be afraid of Madara's arrogance, and he wants to hide his utensils to accomplish something big. But if you don't admit it, you'll be exposed directly. Ju shook his head. If Obito was exposed, he would definitely not be able to continue working with Shao. It seems that Moon Eye's plan must be delayed. Anyway, Madara Uchiha is below, and he has no concept of time, and what he has most is time. He has already decided that when he escapes from this space, he will immediately flee far away. When the influence of this space passes, or when the ninja who know about this matter in the ninja world die, it will continue to plan. Obito this man. No, really not. He can't be great. P.S. Anyone who reads this book can be great. Hey. Since everyone has read the book, everyone can comment, and you can also give me some opinions. Otherwise, I would be alone in writing about old loneliness. Right, speaking of. Where did you find this book? I don't know the title of the book, I can't find it, LLL. The contract has been mailed, the editors will go to work in 2 days, and the old iron juices can give a reward. In other words, I haven't signed a contract yet, and I'm a bit too much for 2 a day, so there may be a lot of recommended words when I wait for it. But no way, I hope people see it. Brother, take me to fly. Update, don't worry. Guaranteed quality and quantity, 2 chapters a day, 8 in the morning and 5:30 in the evening. When the contract is signed, the reward will be calculated separately. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 9, Obito, I have to admit, I panicked. I was also panicked when I didn't get a grade. I have a hunch that this one-eyed guy shouldn't be Madara Uchiha. Definitely not. You look at him so cowardly. With Ban's urination, if people were suspected of it, they would have already taken off their masks and asked these people if they wanted to dance. How could they talk nonsense like that? By the way, if this person is that Uchiha Obito, is he also a survivor of the Uchiha clan? Fart, didn't you hear, the Uchiha clan he and Uchiha Itachi destroyed together. The Uchiha family is so cruel, everyone is a wolves. Then the orphan in our village will not. Don't talk nonsense, he can live, that's what the above means, can't be said. In fact, think about it another way, the Uchiha family was never a group of poor people, but their love was too narrow. The group of people gathered at the entrance of Konoha village did not notice that on the wall not far behind them, a guy in black clothes and a white cat face mask was staring at them faintly. He quietly watched the screen above the crowd motionless, like a stone. Whether you are Madara Uchiha or not, Obito Uchiha is Konoha's undercover agent. Dried persimmon ghost shark snorted coldly, not going to watch them continue to play football. He hated undercover the most in his life, but he would not ask others what to do, he would only ask himself not to violate the bottom line. That's his bottom line and his way of forbearance. In his heart, a ninja needs to be pure. If he is arrested, in order not to leak information, he is even willing to die. Therefore, at this moment, he is the most angry among the crowd. His gaze shifted from Shao Nan, whose face was as cold as ice, to Payne, who was in a wheelchair. Boss, this traitor, is it you or me? As if feeling the master's anger, the shark muscles behind the dried persimmon ghost shark untied his bandages in circles, jumped from behind the ghost shark, opened his mouth to face Shao Nan, and the killing intent condensed in the space. Because you changed the correct answer, the difficulty of this exam has increased. If you answer this question correctly, half of your reward will be deducted and reissued to any candidate. Selection of candidates. The candidate for the issuance of additional rewards has been confirmed, Angel Shaonan. Above the space, Jia Yi ignored the prompts given to him by the exam system, but watched the farce below with interest. He didn't think Payne could choose the correct answer. This question, for everyone else, is just an ordinary exam question, and I directly feel that Payne is the correct answer. But for Payne, it was a human torture. Believe in yourself, in reality, or in your friends. People. It's all selfish. Especially now, when Payne is bent on taking revenge on Konoha. Glancing at the shark muscle in his eyes that disturbed the discipline of the examination room, Jia-E slapped him over. In the question space, the twisting shark muscles suddenly froze, and an indescribable sense of crisis enveloped it. Its front end touched the ground, and after a few sniffs, it seemed to smell a dangerous breath. A circle of bandages was quickly wrapped around, it rolled and hid behind the ghost shark. The ghost shark looked at the muscle of the shark differently, and before he could figure out what was going on, a huge palm of dense fog above the space photographed it. Boom! The dense fog palm was extremely fast, and it directly hit the shivering shark muscle. The shark muscle had no resistance at all and was directly shattered. When the force came, the ghost shark's body shook, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. Before he had time to react, his body shattered. One after another, fresh blood splashed around in the shape of sharp swords and fell on others, making the red cloud on the black robe even more red. The corner closest to the ghost shark suddenly felt a burst of warmth, and then the face turned red. He stretched out his hand and wiped it forward, a blue face carrying a large amount of minced meat appeared in his hand. Ghost shark. Jiaodu's body trembled, the resentment in his body contracted suddenly, and the four hearts trembled violently at the same time. He didn't expect that the ghost shark would die like this. That's a dried persimmon ghost shark. Known as the tailless beast. Even if you do it yourself, there is no absolute certainty, but now, died. The other members of the Shao organization were also horrified. At this moment, they had more or less minced flesh and blood on their bodies, but they had forgotten to wipe them off. Or, don't dare to wipe it. Payne, in particular, felt the most sincere and intense. 1 second ago, the ghost shark was still yelling at him, and the next second, there are no bones left. He didn't even see how space made his move, he was gone. If this is done against oneself. Can you escape by yourself? Cannot. Not at all. It's not just Payne who thinks this way, everyone in the other Shao organization is thinking about this question at the moment. Especially Uchiha Obito, who was extremely afraid at the moment, he almost started it just now. It's okay, I like to reason. Just now, instead of persuading with force, I chose to fight with Confucianism, which is really great. Obito's heart was filled with joy, and he warned himself over and over again. Absolutely. Absolute. Absolute. You cannot do anything in this space. So powerful. Jia-E above was stunned for a moment. He didn't expect that he would use the space to shoot casually and explode the dried persimmon and ghost shark. It would be great if he had such strength. Jia-E understood that he used too much force, because it was his first shot. After all, these guys below are ninjas, not pirates. All of them are mature guys. Since entering the space, they have shown that one is more obedient and one is more well-behaved. There is no chance for Jia-E to think about standing up. Finally a dog jumped out to cause trouble, Yu reading www.bukanshu.com itself screwed up. He just wanted to stand up, but he didn't want the ghost shark to really die. After all, the ghost shark is also the power of Urin village now. Dried persimmon ghost shark interfered with the discipline of the examination room for the first time and gave a warning. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Everyone died, and it actually said it was a warning. Missed Ninja Village. A tall and thin figure looked at the screen and immediately cursed. He didn't scold space for killing the dried persimmon ghost shark. That guy would die if he died, and he would die in his own hands sooner or later if he didn't die. But if you kill him, what's wrong with the shark muscle? It's just a ninja sword. What bad thoughts can a ninja have? Lord Shueying. Ao, who was beside Terumi Mei, uttered aloud, his transplanted white eye was so frightened that it automatically opened, and blue veins burst out around the corner of his eye, which looked very terrifying. Cancel the plan. Terumi Mei waved her hand wearily. The short-lived guy, Oni Shark, was discussing with Ao a plan to bring him back, but he died unexpectedly. The reason why the ghost shark defected was that the attack on the previous generation of water shadows failed, and there was no conflict with her and no harm to the village. He is a pure ninja. So in fact, since taking office, Terumi May has been looking for his trace, but has never found it. Now that I finally have the information, I haven't waited for Terumi May to contact him, died. Could it be that my missed ninja village can no longer restore its former glory? Terumi May rubbed her forehead and suddenly felt a little tired, even her voice was full of exhaustion. Since then, Kirin no longer has the 7 ninja swordsmen. Comprehensive manga, The Wandering Ninja World started from questioning Payne Chapter 10, Back in Time. Izanagi. In Shanin village, seeing the dried persimmon ghost shark was killed by one blow, the complexion of the 4th generation Fengying Luo Sha suddenly changed. One strike. Kill the shadow-level powerhouse. Even. With more than a dozen shadow-level powerhouses beside him, the dried persimmon ghost shark could not even leave a complete corpse. Terrible. Different from others, he has played against the dried persimmon ghost shark, and he knows the strength of the dried persimmon ghost shark. That's the scary guy who can summon waterfalls in the desert. To be able to tie with himself in the desert, and to retreat completely, that guy's strength is even more than that of ordinary shadows. But it was this kind of guy who was killed by a space blow. Doesn't it mean that he can't withstand a blow from this dimension? Thinking of this, Luo Sha looked at the upper screen again, full of fear. Please consciously maintain discipline in the examination room. In the space, as the big characters above disappeared, a suction force suddenly appeared among the crowd. Shao organized everyone's complexion to change, their bodies flickered a few times, and they left the place one after another, looking at a heart that appeared there at an unknown time in astonishment. The heart galloped one after another, and there was still a thumping sound. Calm Wu was powerful. With the beating of the heart, blood vessels, tissues, and meridians appeared around it, and in the blink of an eye, a human shape was drawn. The human figure is blood red, without any flesh and skin, only the most basic meridians and blood flow, which looks extremely strange. Could it be? Shao organized everyone to be startled fiercely, and looked at the blood spattered on his body in awe. Sure enough, under the inexplicable attraction, the blood and minced meat scattered around floated up from the attachment, and floated towards the blood-colored person. This scene completely stunned everyone in Zhao's organization, not knowing what to say and what to do. They felt that the blood on their bodies was about to solidify, and the hairs on their bodies stood up. They felt that if they shook themselves, they would get goosebumps all over their bodies. This is not a means that people can have. This is God. God. My God. Fadewan knelt directly on the ground, opened his hands, embraced the sky, and squatted on the ground reverently. Such a miraculous sacrifice of flesh and blood, such a strange sacrifice of flesh and blood. Compared to this, his self-proud ritual is simply ugly. He was trembling violently all over, and he was thinking something fast in his mouth, like the most devout believer, and like the most mad warlock. He took out the decorative knife on his chest, cut off all his limbs, and let the blood flow, forming a circular sacrificial pattern around his body. Fadewan's blood continued to drain, and his body gradually turned gray, like a mummified corpse, and like a living and dead person, but strangely, his eyes became brighter and brighter, as if he had witnessed and understood something. At the same time, looking at the constantly remodeled body of the persimmon ghost in the space and the flying section performing the evil blood ritual, everyone in the ninja world fell into silence. Especially the major ninja villages. They thought they paid enough attention to this inexplicable space, but they underestimated it. They thought that they had paid enough attention to this startup Akatsuki organization, but they underestimated it. Back in time. Bring back the dead. Those who have broken hands and feet can quickly repair. For a time, all the people in the ninja world had such doubts. Is this really something that can be done with ninjutsu? Izanagi. Seeing the moment when the dried persimmon ghost shark was resurrected, Danzo was even more convinced of his initial guess about the exam space. Combine the answer to this second question, Uchiha Obito. Danzo already has a new guess. Since Obito is the leader behind Akatsuki's organization, the Black Hand in the Shadows. And Uchiha Obito is the bloodline of Uchiha Madara outside Konoha. And, this space must be the pupil technique of Madara Uchiha's writing round eyes. Although Uchiha Madara's pupil technique recorded in the documentation is not this, but after so many years, even a ninja pig can master new abilities, let alone Madara Uchiha. Saying so, everything will work. Conan's light flashed in Danzo's eyes, he understood. He understands. Why is this space able to go back in time? Why did Madara Uchiha help Itachi attack Konoha? That's because Madara Uchiha wanted to collect a lot of writing wheels just like himself. And the purpose of his collection of writing wheel eyes is to provide this space. And the best proof is, in the entire ninja world, there is only one ninjutsu that can change time. What a big handwriting. Chuanzang snorted coldly in his heart. Unfortunately, you met my Danzo. Spot. I have already seen through all your conspiracies, and even, I have to take care of it. This is the forbidden art of the Uchiha family's wheelwriting, Izanagi. You, what did you say? Sarutobi Hizen almost thought he heard it wrong. That technique. Izanagi. The one recorded in the ninjutsu scroll. At the cost of permanently sacrificing the wheelwriting machine, change history, and rewrite the results that are not conducive to oneself. But now the Uchiha clan is gone, and there are only a few remaining bloodlines. Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke Uchiha, and Kakashi Hitaki who has a scribble eye, and, the guy with one eye. Sarutobi Hizen frowned, he wanted to refute Danzo, but thinking of the weird situation just now, he was silent. The two old eyes blinked, and a sense of exhaustion suddenly appeared from the bottom of my heart. He didn't know how much shock this space would bring him. But he knew. He is really old. He's resurrected. Chio of Sand Ninja Village said calmly, while Izang next to him squinted and nodded, finally confirming. Yes, he was resurrected. Nima. Now is the time to talk about this. Also, what's with your affirmative tone? Luo Sha roared in his heart as he looked at the two old guys who didn't look surprised, but he didn't dare to release his anger. He asked the two old guys to come, wanting to give himself an explanation, or to make them more open to his power. But who would have thought that after they came, they would only say in a light. Oh, the child Scorpion is there. Well, sister, it seems that Scorpion has had a good time. In this way, I am also relieved. Fuck. 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 If it weren't for the status and strength of these two, Luo Sha would not be able to treat them like ordinary ninjas. Luo Sha tore them apart a long time ago. Unfortunately, these two old guys have the means to check and balance him. Yu reading www.yuyukeangshu.com. In fact, what Luo Sha didn't know was that the reason why the two old people didn't show too much surprise was because they also have the means to revive the dead. However, this approach is costly. Resurrected? The dried persimmon ghost shark looked at his hands in shock. He was obviously slapped into scum by that cloudy palm, and even the unimaginable pain he just endured is still vivid in his mind. Why are you still alive? A trembling tactile sensation struck behind him, and the dried persimmon ghost shark looked back, and saw that the tight shark muscles bound by bandages were shaking violently. It can be seen from the trembling strangeness that this guy is trying to restrain his trembling. Just now, what happened? Seeing that everyone was far away from him, as if he was like a wild beast, the dried persimmon ghost shark couldn't help asking. You are dead. Scorpion's voice trembled a little. This was impossible. After all, his current body is Feilyohu, in other words, a puppet. The puppet's voice is impossible to tremble, unless the scorpion that controls the body of Feilyohu is trembling. But, Gollum. But you're alive again. Daidara's palms were trembling, and it was obvious that he had not calmed down. Not to mention them, even if it was Payne and Obito, or Uchiha Itachi and the others, looking at the revived dried persimmon shark and shark muscle, the calm on their faces had long since disappeared, leaving only horror and confusion. Xiao Nanshio covered her mouth with her hand, looking at the resurrected dried persimmon ghost shark, a light suddenly flashed in her mind. Resurrection. Resurrection.